Hi there, this is Ray, and I'm here to help Betty figure out the 2x2 stitch that I used on the double entendre scarf pattern, which is available at nativity.com. Anyway, she had a question about how to execute the 2x2 stitch, so that's what this video is all about, and I hope you all enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to be working the double entendre scarf, just the center portion, the 2x2 stitch. The sides are reversible cables, and those are fairly straightforward. So we're just going to concentrate on this part here. And the pattern calls for a center field of 20 stitches on the chart. I'm only going to cast on for 10 stitches and do a 10 stitch repeat just to show how it's done. There's a 4-row repeat to get the complete pattern. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cast on 10 stitches and maybe work a couple of garter stitches. Or a couple of garter rows rather. Okay, so there's one. Let me do that again, because my camera is very, very close so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, there's one stitch cast on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now we have our cast on stitches. There we go. We have our cast on 10 stitches and 2 rows of garter stitch. Make a border stitch, and now we're going to be doing the 2x2. Now the instructions say the 2x2 stitch is to knit 2 together, then pass the yarn between the needle tips and purl the same 2 together. Then slip both new stitches to the right needle. So, wait a minute. We were going to knit these 2 stitches together. Let me get my needle in there. Come on, needle. Get in there. This can be a little bit fussy if it's not right. Okay, we're going to knit these 2 together and leave these 2 stitches on the needle. Bring the yarn back, and we're going to purl those 2 together. So we work 2 stitches, and there's now 2 new stitches on the right hand needle. So let's do 3 more of these across the row. Okay, there's a knit 2 together, bring the yarn back, and purl those same 2 together. Just like that. Knit 2 together, and purl those same 2 together. And you've got these 2 stitches on the right needle, and you drop the other 2 off the left. And we knit 2 together, bring the yarn back, and purl 2 together. And then we knit the last stitch. Okay, that's the first pattern row. And you see how they're kind of separated together here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of the 2x2. Now we're going to purl the back stitch, the back row, and we wait a minute. We slip the first stitch for the border stitch, and we purl back all the way across. All the way across. now we're ready for the third row, which is the second pattern row, but it's the third row of the pattern. Alright, we'll make a border stitch, and then we're going to simply knit one. And what this does, as you can see on the chart, is that we have, alright, this is the row that we did before, right here. I don't know if you can see that well enough or not, but anyway, we're going to alternate how we did it. We knit the first one, and then on this time, we're going to work with the third and fourth stitch instead of the second and third stitch. We knit them together, bring the yarn around, purl them together, knit them together, yarn back, purl together, knit them together, yarn back, purl together. And there's an extra stitch here, so we simply knit it, then we knit the last stitch, knit the border stitch. And again, we purl back on the next row, right here. This here. Purl back, purl back, purl back, purl back, purl back. Alright. So what we've done is 4 rows of the 2x2 stitch pattern. I hope that makes it a little bit easier. Basically, all you're doing, let me show you one more stitch. Basically, all you're doing is you're doing the exact same as knit and purl in one stitch, except you're using 2 stitches, where you knit them, bring the yarn forward, and purl them. So it's exactly the same as a knit and purl into the one stitch. You're just using 2 at a time. So I hope that makes it a little bit easier to understand. If you have other questions, feel free to email me some more, and I'll try to set you straight. Thanks. Bye.